We welcome you to Phillies Postgame Live, presented by our friends at Cure Auto Insurance. Ricky Batalico, Ben Davis, I'm Michael Barkan. In a moment, John Kruk. What a win for the Phillies tonight. They've scored 25 runs over the last 3 games combined, 7-3 tonight over Colorado. They have their first series win since April the 10th, for goodness sakes, and their first 3-game win streak of the season. Take it any way you want, Ricky Bo, but it was impressive.
You look at this in a lot of different ways. I mean, they pounded out 12 hits. It's not just Bryce Harper and it's not just Castellanos. It's everybody jumping in. You saw Odubel Herrera lead off the game with a home run, put the Phillies up 1-0. The Phillies put pressure on them inning by inning. You think about that first inning. Feltner had to throw 36 pitches in that first inning. I know the Phillies only scored one run, but you wore down the pitcher. That should be part of your game plan. Great job by the Phillies offense. And it goes all the way down to Stubby, the Stubmeister.
Yeah, I thought he might have had a home run.
He almost had himself a bomb there at the end.
Almost did. Different night he might have. They scored runs.
I'm excited. It was fun.
I know you are, and I can tell, and you should be, because they scored runs in 5 different innings tonight, Ben. So when Colorado came back, tied up the game, no big deal, no big whoop.
Yeah, they kept the pressure on the entire game. You love to see that. And that's one thing this lineup is not going to do is give up at bats. They were rallied around Ranger Suarez tonight, who I think looked tired a little bit. His stuff didn't have the same finish on it, but the bullpen did a phenomenal job. Another huge double play by Sir Anthony Dominguez coming out of that bullpen. You can't say enough about it. 3 innings pitched, no runs. The bullpen did it again.
All right, let's go across the street to CBP. Check in with John Kruk. Call tonight's game with Tom McCarthy. Johnny, great to see you again. Let's start it off with Bryce Harper, because the man, going back to April 16th, really when he started DHing, he is .363 average, and he's hitting 10 of 11 games safely, and that's what an MVP does. But how impressed are you by this?
Yeah, you know, Michael, you get off to a slow start, and sometimes you feel like, I have to make up for that slow start with 1 or 2 at-bats. And it just doesn't happen that way. But give Bryce credit. With how he's hitting the ball now, it seems to me, he won't tell us, but he doesn't like to talk about his hitting. But it seems to me like he's making a conscious effort to stay up the middle and the other way. And, we talk about the ball not traveling. That one he hit last night, that looked like a right-handed power hitter hitting one out to left center field. But as long as he's staying up the middle and the other way, and once he starts getting hot like he is and starts feeling more comfortable, and the pitchers start changing the way they pitch to him by trying to come in, he'll start hitting balls in the right field seats. But for right now, he's doing exactly what he needs to do to help this team get wins.
Gregorius back now, batting .341. He was 2 for 3 tonight. I understand limited at bats, but this shows, 1, the depth of the lineup, but 2, Joe Girardi has moves he can make. Do you foresee that?
I think they're going to keep Schwarber there. I really do, and I think you just have to trust that he is a slow starter, and hopefully he could turn this thing around where he's at. Because listen, if he starts hitting like he did last year, when he hit all those home runs leading off games, and he had 52 home runs in 1 month, I think. If he starts hitting like that, this team's going to be tough to beat, man. I mean, they're going to bludgeon people. But you forgot Stubbs too. Stubbs is hitting over 400. You can't pitch around any. I mean, do you trade JT? Because Stubbs is hot right now, but I'm kidding.
Batting 400. I know you're kidding.
Yeah, we love JT, but they're getting contributions from everyone. Look, when Didi went out, Camargo picked it up. When Bohm was struggling defensively, Camargo picked it up. Well, now Camargo's struggling a little bit, but Bohm's picking it back up and playing really good defense. This team is, to me, a more complete team than any team since I've been back here with the Phillies for the last, this is my 6th year. It's the most complete team I've seen as far as defensive ability, but also flexibility offensively.
And that's saying something. We hope that continues. Looking forward to talking to you tomorrow. Getaway game tomorrow. Thanks, John. Appreciate it always.
Thanks, Johnny.
John Kruk joining us.
One thing that's being pointed out a lot is contributing. That to me sounds like the little things. Taking the extra bases, we saw Camargo do that. We saw Stubbs tag up from first to second on a play tonight. We saw, Harper steal bag, Castellanos steal bag. Everybody's doing their part. And that to me is a team. If you just saw this coming out of one guy hustling, you're not seeing that. You're seeing everybody. Everybody's hustling. Everybody's doing their part, even if it's just the little things. I know Stubbs didn't crush the ball tonight. Ended up with a triple, almost homer, and a single. So not a bad night for him.
I would agree with that. It's working right now, and it's the the we not me mentality. Everyone's buying into this. I think they firmly believe that they have something special here, and everyone's buying in, and they're learning how to contribute. You look at Rhys Hoskins tonight, had about as tough as night as you're going to have, 0 for 5, but he's still out there rooting on his teammates and really trying to stay in the ball game. That's a tough night that he had, but you know what? It doesn't matter as long as they get the W.
The entire lineup, the last couple games especially, what's been the key in terms of the way the whole offense has been going the last couple of games?
I think hits with runners in scoring position is usually the key to scoring runs, and we've done a good job. We've also had sac flies that have helped out. Odubel had a home run real quick and then a sac fly in the second inning and kind of got us going. And Garrett Stubbs had a really nice night, too. You look at what he did. Didi swung the bat well tonight again. Just everyone kind of contributing is really how you score a lot of runs. Bryce, I think he had 3 hits.
Sir Anthony and Hand did tonight even a little more impressive because they're sitting around in the cold for 3 hours.
Yeah, it was pretty tough conditions tonight. And we're going to experience this probably for about the next week or so. So we got to get used to it. But, yeah, to come in and, Sir Anthony did a really good job of getting the double play ball. Brad Hand comes in and gets a huge strikeout. I mean, they had a rally pretty, in the 7th and 8th and could have tied it up. These guys got really big outs for us.
Alvarado was warming up in the bullpen yesterday but didn't get into the game. Do you think that might have contributed to his struggles?
He really didn't throw very much yesterday. I just think the conditions are tough, right? So I thought our guys handled them pretty well. He only threw about 2 or 3 pitches, maybe 4 down there, and it wasn't even at 100%.
Come out throwing today.
It's not where it needs to be, so we'll reevaluate him on Tuesday. He'll continue to DH, and we'll reevaluate.
He really hasn't. He's a guy who is a very energetic player. He likes being in the field. He's impressed at how he really hasn't skipped a beat at the plate. Even with, it's a different role. I know he's still, he's playing. It's a different role for him.
No, it is impressive because I think, DHing is kind of, you have to learn how to do it, right? You have to learn what to do with your mind when you're not in the field where you normally would be. And for a guy that likes to be in the field, it's not always easy, but I think he's made a really good adjustment and he's handled it well.
He has that triple to start the 3rd after they tie the game up, and then Nick drives him in right away. How big do you think that is momentum-wise, just to get that kind of inning right after you get
Well, I thought it was important. We did it in the 3rd and we did it in the 6th, right? It was 2-0. They tied up in the top of the 3rd, 2-2. We went ahead 4-2. They got a run, I think, in the 6th to make it 4-3, and then we got the run right back. Those are always big. I mean, we talk about, for our team, shutdown innings are really, really important, and our guys did a nice job of responding.
There was some kind of opportunistic base running there, too, like Camargo goes 1st to 3rd there in the 2nd inning and scores on the sac fly. And I know Alec, it was a 2-out double, but he scores for 1st. I mean, do you feel like that kind of set a tone?
Yeah, I do. I mean, we want our guys to be aggressive on the bases. Paco works really hard, with them all spring long during the season. And, we think about taking that extra 90 feet every time we go out there. And players did it today.
How good do you feel going tomorrow with Zach presumably continuing?
Yeah, I mean, I feel a lot better about where he's at than, I mean, we knew it was going to take some time, but I think we saw, he was pretty close to where he usually is after his last start.